Good night, YouTube. I'm here today to tell you guys about student loans. Huh. Student loans are a beast. So I'm here to tell you about student loans, how Naca deals with it, and every bank in America. A new law came out where your student loans, whether you're in school, since student loans is such a huge problem and they're being defaulted, like people aren't paying back their student loans. When you're getting a mortgage and you have a student loan with a private bank, they take 1% of the balance and apply it to your debt to income ratio. Now Naca, I'm gonna speak on Naca, but I just heard this from the home buying class that I went to. They take 1% of the balance if you don't give them like a what if scenario. They're gonna just take 1% of the balance off the bat. So if you have $60,000, that could be $600. So it's in your best interest to get a letter from the servicer saying what your payments would be when your loans come out of deferment. Okay. Since this is a Naca video, I'm going to speak on Naca, and I'm going to speak on my personal experience with the student loans. Okay, my student loans, I owe $60,050 in student loans. Now, when I stepped into Naca the first time, they're like, oh, your student loans, it can't say zero. You know, you have to give us a what if. I didn't understand what that meant. Because here's my specific situation. I came out of college in 2013. My student loans were all over the place. I consolidated them through Nelnet. So Nelnet had my student loans. Now when I started to work for New York State, I did my research and I found out that they have the PSLF, that stands for Public Service Loan Forgiveness. That's when the federal government will buy your student loan from wherever you are, and if you stay in public service for 10 years, your loans will be forgiven. And because I was on the income-based repayment plan from Nelnet, I was paying $0 a month. So when I went over to Naca, they're like, no, this zero is not going to work. So my wheels started spinning in my head, and I called Febloans Student Servicing, and they're like, we can't provide you a letter that says you pay this a month. We have to go by what you submit us. They go by my income. Now the only way for me to show that I paid money was if I came off the plan, and I wasn't gonna do that because I'm not in a position where I could pay tons of money in student loan every month. So anyway, in January I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? These student loans is crazy. But then a miracle happened, and Febloans sent me a letter that said I needed to recertify. Because with Febloans, you have to recertify every year. If you don't recertify, they're just going to put you on the highest plan. And that's what you're going to pay. Right? So they sent me a letter and said, if I don't recertify by this and this date, this is the amount of money that I'm going to pay. And I was like, praise the Lord. I printed out that paper so fast and sent it over to my counselor. That's all she wanted to see. I'm like, thank God. But in doing so, in that happening, it came to my realization that you can call them and come off the plan to show some money. And then as soon as you get that letter, you print it out, give it to your mortgage counselor, and then go back and argue with them for them to put you back down to a plan where you pay $0 or pay the amount that you're comfortable paying. So I believe that could work. I believe so. Because right now, I after they sent me that letter, I sent, because I'm currently unemployed. My job is seasonal, so there's 3 months out of the year that I don't work, and I'm in that season where I have unemployment. So when I sent them that letter that says that I'm unemployed, they put me back down to the revised pay as I'm on the revised pay as you earn plan. And when they got the unemployment letter, that showed them that I only pay zero per month. So it went back to where I'm paying zero, but hey, I got the letter that shows the amount of money that I would be paying if I'm not on the plan. So hey, I'm good to go, unless the counselor asks me for some other stuff, which I don't think they will. But anyway, about your student loans, you need to consolidate your loans. Nelnet is the best one right now from the Department of Education, Nelnet. So tell Nelnet, consolidate all your loans into one place. Nelnet will buy them from wherever they are, consolidate them. Nelnet is a great company, a service that I work with. They're very nice and they're on top of things, because each time I call them, they're very helpful. Okay, Nelnet, I watch other YouTube videos, and she was saying work with your loan provider and have them write a letter. I don't think they write a letter. I really don't. They go based off your income. When you recertify every year, you have to link to the IRS. And if you can't link to the IRS, you're going to have to send in your W-2s. So they're not just going to write you a letter and say, hey, this is what you would pay. No, they don't do that. But here's what. You could go to febloans.gov, and you could, on the website, you could put in a what if. Like, you could put the amount of money you make, the dependents in your household, and all those things, and it will generate multiple it will generate the student loan plans that you qualify for, and you print that out and you bring that to your mortgage counselor. Now, I did that, but I don't know how it's gonna work or how it would work, because I switched my mortgage counselor, so I don't know how that works. But remember, you need to update your info every year to make sure you're getting the best. Make sure you are in the best position to pay off your student loans. It's not too high, it's not too low. Remember, you need to consolidate your loans. You know, your loans are all over the place. You need to bring them into one. Because when you look on my credit report, that's the only thing that's on there. 10, 15 loans all over the place. So now my loans are just in two. Because Nelnet took it and broke the 60,000 into two. And now, since I'm on the public service loan forgiveness, where my loans are forgiven after 10 years, I pay no interest because I'm in the public service. Nelnet bought the loans from Fed Loan Servicing, bought the loans from Nelnet, and now it's in the federal government's hand. Now, for those of you who want to say, oh, another handout, well, sorry, they shouldn't give 17-year-olds $60,000 that don't know what the hell they're going to do at the end. Why would you give them so much money? Like, why? That's why we're in the student loan crisis in the first place. You're giving people money and they're just, every semester, they're just sprawling. That's what I did. I took the max amount every semester and I would have $5,000-$6,000 just chilling. And now they become due. I didn't even understand that I needed to pay these back. Like, I didn't. And now they're like a giant in your way. So for those of you who say, hey, taxpayers' money, who cares? It's America. We spend billions of dollars on our military, whatever. So what? They should make education free and pay off everybody's student loans. We have enough money in this country. We can afford to do something like that. So that's on your student loans. Now, in the Naca workbook, they on page 34 of the Naca workbook, they have a section for student debts. Now, when you read all these, it outlines to you certain things. But what jumps out at me is in the first paragraph where it says acceptable payments are. So Naca will only take these payments. They like approved income-based repayment plan. That's IBRs. Okay? Standard payment plans, that's the most expensive one. Extended flexed payments, I don't know what the heck that is. And the largest payment amount for graduated payment plans. So on your what if scenario, you could get those are there. So for those of you who are gonna go with Naca, remember, you need to address your student loan. First of all, get your student loans all consolidated into one. If your student loans are consolidated into one, they're easier to manage. Go to Nelnet. Nelnet will work something up. I don't know because I didn't work with them. I worked with febloans. But I know febloans is not. Febloans Student Services is not going to write you a letter saying this is what you would pay. They're not going to do it. They go based on what you're approved for. So if you want to change it, you have to come off the plan. Keep these in mind. Get your student loan. Get over the student loan hurdle. Because if you don't, it's going to hold you back. Okay? Have a good night and enjoy this video.